Welcome to Game 2 of our Friday night doubleheader, as we will take part in the Chicago Lakers heading to the Geico Center to take on the homestanding New York Empire. Right now, as we talk about the standings, the Chicago Lakers find themselves at the bottom of the American Division, sitting at 0-3, whereas the New York Empire at 2-1 are tied atop the American Division. We're at center ice, ready to go. Ellis against Clarkson, and Clarkson will win it back to Rayo Heinonen. Heinonen will try to get it down, deflect it in. Slavic up to Ellis for Chicago. So again, Chicago still looking for their first points. Kovalov in, and it stopped there. It'll come free to Pekkanen. Pekkanen tries to get it out, and it's going to be a penalty here on New York. So Caesar Clarkson with a trip there. Called for the first penalty early in this one here in New York. So Chicago still looking for that first point. New York with a win today would jump ahead of Minnesota. Anything except for a regulation loss actually would bump New York into first place in the America Division. So Michelson able to get it all the way down. Draper, the first one on it for Chicago. He'll turn in his own zone, get it to Pekkanen, over to Mills on the far boards. Mills poked away at the line by Nash. In is Benedict. Alex Benedict to Metz. Tries to get it down low, and Heinonen picks that pass off. And Nash will get it all the way out for New York. Now Mills up for Chicago. He'll stay wide. Stop. Get it down low to Metz. Oh, and he can't sneak it through. Shot there, knocked away. Draper tries to get it down low. It'll be Heinonen with it. Heinonen will kick it free from the boards to Draper. Heinonen tries to get it out, and it hits Draper as he's down on the ice. Finally cleared all the way back, and Mills will get it for Chicago. Metz to Pekkanen. Pekkanen tries to get it across the line, knocked away. Mills, shot! Knocked away by Anderson. Pekkanen now up to Benedict. Cross ice to Slavic. Slavic to Metz. There's a loose helmet right about at the point area right there where Slavic just had it as he loses it out of the zone. Metz. Now to Pekkanen. Pekkanen with room. Shot off the post. Metz behind the net gets it to Mills. He'll get it to Benedict out in front, and another stop by Otto Anderson. Heinonen gets it up to Michelson. Cross ice to Barron. Emil Barron. Hit there by Mills. Nash. Slap shot onto Hawk, and it stopped. So that helmet for Chicago got kicked all the way down into their own zone after it was sitting at about the blue line during their power play. Westbrook through New York. Will get taken by Barron. Kicked away from the slot. Westbrook tries to get the shot through, and Hawk will hold it. One again by Westbrook. New York. Keep it in the zone. Westbrook in the high slot. Kuznetsov on his backhand. Trying to get to his forehand. It gets knocked away. It'll come to Slavic, who gets it out to Cade Swisher. Swisher looking to get through. Gets bumped at the blue line and loses control. Westbrook up to Kuznetsov. Penalty coming up here on Chicago. And they will touch up there. So a charge on Lyle Sherrow. He will head to the box for Chicago. They call the charge there as he runs into the New York Empire player by the benches there. McIntyre will take the face-off against Metz. First power play upcoming for New York. Smirnatov will get it away for Chicago. He'll get it all the way down. It'll be Edmund Paul on it. Paul to Holenbeck. Holenbeck up to Kovalov. Kovalov will enter the zone. He'll lose it right there at the line to Havlicek. Fight for it there. It'll end up on the stick of Tyrone Draper, who will get it out. Edmund Paul up to Kovalov. Kovalov hit there by Metz. Barron away with it. Tries to protect it. He's hit. And it'll be offsides. Back and ready for action. Clarkson wins it back. Mirko Gross hits Edmund Paul there right at the line, and now Mirko Gross gets free. He's in 1-on-2 and he loses it to Tito Westbrook. Olenbeck gets it away to Ryba. Turned over to Benedict. Dumped in by Chicago. It'll be Tito Westbrook. Up to Ryba. Ryba to Clarkson. Clarkson entering. Goes to the far boards. He'll stop. Westbrook out in front. Blocker saved by Hawk. Mirko Gross will flick it up off the glass and out. Olenbeck to Ryba. Ryba up to Clarkson. Ryba staying wide. Shot. Westbrook gets it knocked down. Olenbeck behind the net. Ryba up to Clarkson. Over to Westbrook. Tito Westbrook entering the zone. Loses it. And now Tito Westbrook with it in the corner. He'll try to come out to the slot. Gets it to Barron. Clarkson with a slap shot, and it's stopped by Hawk. Good stop there by the Danish goaltender. Nash will take on Havlicek in the draw. And Havlicek wins it back to Abbatangelo. Abbatangelo up to Metz. Alexander Metz met there. Jimmy Krause with the big hit, and he will dump in. Abbatangelo pressed to the boards by Nash. He'll kick it away to Christian Skov. Boothman up to Metz. Alexander Metz crosses the blue line. Stays in wide. He gets free of the defender. Now he's pressed in the corner there. Tries to get it out front. It'll be Boothman in front to Havlicek. Abbatangelo to Metz. Metz loses it to Olenbeck. He tries to get to the slot. And Olenbeck with a good stick there gets it away. Boothman pressed to the boards there now by Hollenbeck. New York will come back up with it. DiFolino cuts in on the left wing. He'll lose it at the dot. Shot! Pad saved by Hawk. Deontay Ellis now away for Chicago. He's hit there by Nash, but absorbs the hit. Then hit by DiFolino and can't quite stay up on that one. Kovalchuk down low. Gets it to Ellis. Ellis on net and stopped by Anderson. So Otto Anderson getting a second consecutive start as they go away from Ellis Rask. They were pleased with his effort against Boston, against Boston the other night. Kovalchuk with it in the corner for Chicago. They continue to fight there. Michelson gets away for New York. He'll get it up to Bowden. Bowden bumped at the red. It'll come back to Draper. Draper flips all the way down for an icing. So now another face-off here down in the Chicago zone. Ellis against Michelson, and it'll be one. I believe New York had first control of it, but it comes to Ellis back in the dot. Pekkanen, shot. Squeezed by Anderson. We'll have another face-off here. This one Clarkson against Sokolov. Sokolov wins it back. Draper shot. Blocked away. Marlon Crew on it now for New York. He'll battle there with Lyle Sharrow. It'll come free to Clarkson. Clarkson up to Kovalov. He'll stop. Gets bumped by Draper at the line. Draper to Sharrow. Shot! Stopped by Anderson. Sharrow looked like he had Swisher on the backside, but decides not to slide it over. Ryba will retreat in his own zone and then flip it up to Clarkson. Clarkson will enter the zone. He'll stay wide on the far boards. Goes to the corner. Out front, Ryba. Stopped by Hawk. Hawk gets it out to Slavic. Vladan Slavic gets it to Draper. Sharrow now with it. He'll flip it up. It'll be Swisher entering the zone. Gets it sticked away at the line. He'll keep control of it, though. Gets free. Sokolov in the middle. Can't get control of the puck. Caesar Clarkson now away for New York. Down in front, and it just goes wide. Clarkson had an opportunity right there at the blue paint, and it just goes wide. DiFolino up to Nash. Sebastian Nash hit there. It'll be Alex Benedict coming away with it. He'll get it up to Smirnatov. Smirnatov to Petrovic. Mirko Gross Tries to get it deep and it gets blocked off. Sebastian Nash, 14 minutes gone here in the first period. Scoreless between New York and Chicago. Nash down low, can't get the shot away. DiFolino going to be called for the penalty there as he trips Mirko Gross up there right in front of Ben Hawk, the Chicago netminder. Pretty obvious call there as he trips up Gross, sends him to the boards. So Chicago now headed to the power play. We've seen Ottawa get a win yesterday. Chicago now sitting as the only team without a win on this season. See if they can do it here against the Empire. Barron will stop, tries to get it down low and it'll be picked off. Skov got first stick on there and it comes to Hawk and he just decides to hold on to it and not take any risks. Ellis against Westbrook in the dot. Chicago still on the power play for another minute 54. It'll come back to Paul. Paul to Kraus. Kraus shot just goes wide. Looking for the shorthanded goal. Skov up to Kovalchuk. He'll get it to Ellis. Ellis with speed. Gets it to Kovalchuk on the wing. Semyon Kovalchuk. Back. Ellis blocked away by Kraus. Ellis gets back to it. Shot just goes wide. Oh, good opportunity there by Deontay Ellis. Mirko Gross in front. Tries to slide it through and it's stopped by Anderson. Paul will flip it into the New York bench. We will come back into the New York zone. Just under 5 minutes left here in a scoreless first period here in New York. Minute 5 left for the Lakers on the power play. Ellis kicks it back to Gross. Gross shot gets blocked. Anderson will get the save there and hold on. Ellis against Nash in the dot. And Ellis wins it back to Gross, to Abbatangelo. Picked off by Michelson as Abbatangelo tried to get it low. It'll be Skov the first one on it. He'll come free to Gross. Up to Kovalchuk. He'll be met at the benches there. Sebastian Nash goes for a skate. Flips it down. Skov again, the first one on it. He'll get it to Gross on the near boards. Mirko Gross gets it across the blue line. Stops, waiting for a trailer. It's Skov. Down low to Kovalchuk, and it's picked off by Olenbeck. Had Anderson beat. He could just get the shot through as he was trying to go back against the grain on the Canadian goaltender. Gross up to Skov. Up to Kovalchuk as the power play ends. Good kill there by New York as Heinonen will be pressed to the boards by Ellis. Ellis gets free. Out in front. Can't get a shot off. Olenbeck to DiFolino, who's just out of the box. DiFolino tries to get around Skov. Can't. Skov takes it away. It'll get freed up to Metz. Out of the zone now. Kovalchuk gets to the red line and flips it down for Chicago. First one on it is Ellis. Ellis out in front to Abbatangelo. He'll stop. Get to the high slot. Skov on his backhand. Tries to dish it down low and Lindholm will pick it off. Jamie Ryba picked off there. Gets right back control of it. Now Clarkson still with control. To Ryba. Shot goes wide. Havlicek now with it. It'll be Metz. Stick check there by Olenbeck. Abbatangelo will enter the zone for Chicago. He'll keep control and now lose it to Clarkson in the corner. Boothman out in front. Havlicek with an opportunity and he's stoned there by Anderson. Skov comes free. To Abbatangelo, bumped off the puck. Christian Skov down low. Boothman, shot just goes wide. Jamie Ryba now turns, gets it to Olenbeck. Olenbeck with 55 seconds left. He'll be tripped by Alexander Metz. So Metz headed to the box. Under a minute left here in the first period. An ill-timed penalty there by Alexander Metz. So McIntyre ready to take the draw against Mills. And then we'll have it for New York. They'll get it taken by Havlicek and it'll be flipped down. First one on it is Heinonen. Presents on now. Barron in front and he scores! Emil Barron on the power play. Set up by Kuznetsov and McIntyre. So a power play goal gets us started here in New York as they take a 1-0 lead on the Lakers. Kuznetsov will now come free. 15 seconds left in the period, sticked away by Hawk. Westbrook with it in the corner. He tries to get it free and it'll come up to Slavic with 5 seconds left. Chicago will get it out of the zone and they will just flip it down to end first period of action here. So a last-minute power play goal to Emil Barron. Right there, beating Hawk to give New York a 1-0 lead. Here at the end of the first period, we're going to take a quick intermission and be right back to New York City for period 2. Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the Geico Center here in beautiful New York City. The city's so nice, they named it twice as Clarkson and Ellis get ready at the draw, and Ellis will win it back for the Lakers. We'll get up to Olenbeck. He'll turned over to Ellis. Ellis to Pekkanen, to Kovalchuk. He's bumped there at the blue line. Clarkson back to Olenbeck, up to Sly Kovalov. Number 20 comes in. He'll try to get it. Heinonen now down. Olenbeck shot gets blocked away. Clarkson now with a chance. Pad away by Hawk. Ryba out in front. Shot. Another stop by Hawk. Clarkson behind the net. Kovalov on the backhand. Can't get it through. Kovalchuk tries to get it free. It'll come to Draper for Chicago. He's met there by Ryba. Pestered. Ryba. Shot gets blocked by Slavic. Now Clarkson. Shot. Another stop by Ben Hawk. So as he's been highly pressurized here in the second period, New York coming on the attack in the first 2 minutes. Kovalchuk will flip it down. It'll be Heinonen on it. Gets it up to Jamie Ryba. Ryba will get to the red line and flip it on down. First one on it is Skov. He's met there by Barron. Barron back behind the net in the corner. Pressed there by Skov. Clarkson tries to fish it out. Barron, gets it to Kuznetsov, but he can't get the shot away. Pekkanen now across the blue line. Stays wide. Glove stop by Anderson. We'll get it free to Heinonen. Heinonen. Now it's all the way up to Westbrook. Christian Skov now across the line. Pressed to the boards there by Heinonen, but he stays free. Skov shot stopped by Anderson. Kuznetsov. Up to Heinonen. Heinonen now to Westbrook. Tries to get through with a good toe drag move and can't get through Roma Abitangelo. It'll come over to Christian Skov. Stretch pass up to Mirko Gross at the blue line. He'll lose it. DiFellino up to Jimmy Krause. Jimmy Krause will then backhand it in. Skov pressed to the boards there by DiFellino. They'll battle there. Krause and Mills in to help. It'll come to Mills. Now Krause gets the turnover. DiFellino tries to pass it across to Nash and it goes behind him. Now DiFellino at the goal line. Abitangelo up to Mills and he'll get it out of the zone. Mills will get to the red line now into the zone. He'll lose the puck for a sec. Get it to Metz. Alexander Metz loses it to Jimmy Krause. Krause up to Nash on the far boards. Nash down in the corner. Now will come free. Lindholm. Glove stop by Hawk. So a 1-0 lead here. Approaching 6 minutes gone in the second period. New York with a 1-0 lead on the power play goal by Emil Barron. Liko Petrovic behind his own net. He'll flip it up to Boothman. Romainders keeps it in the zone. Bowden shot stopped. Michelson, and it gets through! Joseph Michelson gets that puck to squeak on through. So a depth goal. Kalen Bowden and Gil Romainders get points, gets assists on the play as Joseph Michelson gets the shot on net to leak right through Ben Hawk for a 2-0 New York lead here. Michelson now in. Looking for another. Romainders gets blocked away. Bowden to McIntyre. Out high to Crew. To Romainders. Down to McIntyre. Back up to Crew. He'll get it low. Bowden shot on net, and it's stopped by Hawk, and he will hold it right there. So now a 2-goal lead all of a sudden for New York. The Chicago still trying to fight back, see if they can get the next one to make it a 1-goal game before the end of this period. Havlicek now with it for Chicago. He'll come across the blue line and lose it to Olenbeck. He'll hit the big Swede there, and now he presses Heinonen to the boards. Metz comes free, tries to get out in front, and they can't get a shot away. A good setup there by Metz. Just too many legs and sticks in the way. Westbrook into the slot, shot, stick saved by Hawk. Heinonen down to Barron. Barron shot off the mask of Ben Hawk. He will dive out and hold it. Ellis will take on Clarkson in the dot. Ellis wins it back to Smirnotov. Smirnotov will turn. Get it up to Pekkanen. Folke Pekkanen. Across the line. He's free. Shot. Stopped by Anderson. Pekkanen pressed to the boards by Heinonen. They'll fight in for it, and it'll be Reijo Heinonen that gets it away. Kovalchuk now free with it. Tries to go short side on Anderson and can't beat the pad. Good toe save there by Otto Anderson. So Ellis against Nash now in the dot. Ellis wins it back. Had it in the slot, but now loses it to Sebastian Nash. He'll get to the blue line and dump it down low. First one on it, Ellis. Draper up to Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk trying to get through. Semyon Kovalchuk. Loses it there for a second. It'll be Jimmy Krause now for New York. He'll flip it. It'll hit the top of the glass and go out of play. So Heinonen now glides into the draw against Sokolov. Excuse me, Nash. I don't know why a defenseman would be taking the draw. My fault. Sokolov wins it away for Chicago. Slavic to Swisher. Swisher hit there. Now Sokolov trying to get free. Swisher, stop! Rebound, can't get through. Swisher again, another stop by Otto Anderson. Mirko Gross going up against Sebastian Nash now. And it will be Nash and the Empire that come away with it. To Holenbeck, now to DiFolino. He'll get to the red line and dump it in. Draper, the first one on it for Chicago. Kicks it to Benedict, who will get it out to Slavic. Slavic trying to pick up speed out of his own. Now to Gross. Wide shot, stopped by Anderson. It's out in front, and Holenbeck guides it away from danger. Krause gets it poked away. DiFolino tried to center, and Draper picked that one off. Now down to Holenbeck in his own zone. It'll be Barron trying to get away from it. He will. Emil Barron to the red line. Now enters the zone. Poked away, and Mirko Gross comes in on the attack, on the counter. He'll lose it. Emil Barron tripped up there by Mirko Gross, and a penalty here coming up to the Finnish forward. So an obvious call there as Mirko Gross trips up Emil Barron, the first goal scorer on the power play earlier tonight. The other goal scored by fourth liner Joseph Michelson, assisted by Kalen Bowden and Gil Romainders. Abatangelo for Chicago will turn. It'll come out to Skov. He'll be tripped. So we will go to 4-on-4 action as Christian Skov gets tripped up on the play by Tito Westbrook. Ellis now up against Clarkson in the dot. Clarkson wins it back to Paul. New York will exit their zone. Ryba cross ice to Clarkson. Coming in 2-on-3. Clarkson waiting. Gets it down low to Ryba. Ryba with room. Heinonen over to Clarkson. Cuts in. Loses it. Smirnotov now away for Chicago. Ellis to Benedict. Ellis scores! So a little give and go between Deontay Ellis and Alex Benedict leads to a 4-on-4 goal for Deontay Ellis. The Chicago Lakers now find themselves down just a goal. Minute 16 remaining on the 4-on-4 and 6:47 left here in the middle frame in New York. Skov to Ellis. Ellis, looking for another opportunity, and it gets poked away. Ryba will lose it in his own zone to Benedict, and he will give it right back to Jamie Ryba. Caesar Clarkson across the blue line, stops, gets it down low. And it can't get through. Trying to find, believe that was Ryba headed to the back post. Ryba now with it. He'll flip down. First one is Smirnitov. Clarkson hits him there in the corner. Ryba, and a glove stop. Big save there by Ben Hawk to keep it just a 1-goal game as Clarkson freed up in the slot. Ellis against Kovalov. Kovalov wins it back. Paul, slap shot just goes wide. Might have been hit by the blocker of Hawk. Barron up to Heinonen. Kovalov, with a good opportunity. And he's robbed by Ben Hawk. Smirnitov now will come free. The power play ends right there, so it was a short 9-second power play, so they knew it wasn't going to be much. But Chicago able to get one back on the 4-on-4 with now 5 seconds left here in the second period. Kovalov stopped. Doesn't get to the net. Westbrook, and a good stop by Hawk again. And a slash down low. Who's it going to be called on? It'll be Roma Abitangelo for the Lakers. Called for the slash. Clarkson against Metz in the dot. New York back on the power play. 4:45 left here in the second. Clarkson will kick it back. Kuznetsov over to Heinonen. Slap shot. Scores! It was... we're going to call it off. Heinonen with the slap shot. Tipped in by Westbrook. But they are calling a no goal on the ice. We'll see if we have a review. We do. The call is no goal. They're going to say stick was too high. So stick down with a high stick. So it stays a 2-1 game. One back by Clarkson. To Westbrook, who just had the goal taken off the board. Heinonen to Kuznetsov and a stop by Hawk. And he will hold there. Mills now against Clarkson in the dot. Minute 41 left on the power play. 1 goal past Hawk already on this power play, but disallowed. The tip by Westbrook. Clarkson up to Ryba, to Kuznetsov at the point. He'll try to get down low, and it's picked off by Liko Petrovic. Up to Boothman. He'll flip it down low. Press there. Mills and Kuznetsov will fight for it in the corner. Kick to the opposite corner to Reijo Heinonen. Heinonen to Ryba. Ryba up to Westbrook. He'll stop. Shot gloved by Hawk, and he will hold right there. Just over a minute left on the power play for New York. Metz against Clarkson now in the dot. Clarkson wins it back. Heinonen. Shot! And a good stop there again by Hawk. Again on Westbrook. He gets free for a slap shot on the wing. Sharp angle shot, but still a good, heavy shot there by Tito Westbrook. Snatched up by Ben Hawk. 56 seconds left here on the power play. McIntyre wins it back. And another slap shot there. Draper with a big hit on Emil Barron. First one on it will be Holenbeck for New York to Kovalov. He'll get it to Paul. To McIntyre. He'll turn. Holenbeck. Gottfried Holenbeck. Stop there. Havlicek now tripped up. Kovalov will touch, so we will go to 4-on-4 as Havlicek draws the penalty on Sly Kovalov. So Westbrook against Deontay Ellis. Ellis wins it back. Gross in front. Oh, and a good stop by Anderson. Gross now with it will turn. He'll get it up to Draper. Draper to Slavic. Blot on Slavic. Can't get it through. Emil Barron now, and it'll be a power play for Chicago now as Westbrook comes in shorthanded. Gets it down low to Barron, and a blocker stopped by Hawk. Draper off the boards up to Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk enters the zone. Gets it sticked away by Westbrook. Still fighting for it. Kovalchuk to Ellis. Oh, and a toe save there by Otto Anderson. And they just clear the zone as Skov tried to keep it, but they're going to call that offside as it comes out of the zone. Pekkanen against Nash in the dot. 2:17 left here in the second. Romainders will get it and flip it out for New York. First one on it is Nash. Nash out in front, and a short-handed goal. Joseph Michelson gets his second of the game, and just poor effort by Chicago trying to get down the ice to retrieve the puck. Beat there by Sebastian Nash, and he gets it to the front, and they score. So right across the minute mark of this power play, Michelson from Nash and Romainders shorthanded. Now Alex Mills will have it behind the New York net. He'll get it out to Pekkanen. Up high to Abatangelo. He'll keep it on the side, flip sides to Skov. Metz blocked away in front. Mills in the corner. Mills behind the net. Gets it up to Pekkanen. He'll try to come to the slot on his backhand. Metz and a pad stop there by Anderson. Mills. Abatangelo gets it blocked away. Metz another chance at it, and Romainders will get it and flip it out. 15 seconds left remaining here on the power play. Is disappointing power play nonetheless for Chicago as they give up a goal unless they can score in the final 6 seconds here to make it an even split. Pekkanen now behind the net, tries to get it out in front, and Crew will steer it away. And now a breakaway. Kovalov in! Gets it sticked away from behind. It's out in front. And Hawk was able to get a glove on it and hold it there as Kovalov had an opportunity. Good game so far from Otto Anderson. He's had his opportunity in net, and he's made the most of it in his last 2 games. The good game against Boston the other night, gave up 3 late. Made you question it, but I think they like what they saw through the first 40 minutes of that game. Clarkson now in. He'll get it poked away by Skov. Skov up to Mills. Mills will lose it to Clarkson. Clarkson across to Rybo with 5 seconds. He's pressed to the boards there. Clarkson now in. Shot gets blocked away in front. And Chicago will steer it away. And that will end our second period of action. So an even period. Came in with a 2-goal lead, and New York will leave the period with a 2-goal lead on the short-handed marker by Joseph Michelson, his second of the night. Deontay Ellis, the other goal in the period, coming on the 4-on-4. So we will head to a quick commercial break and then be right back with you for an exciting final 20 minutes here in New York. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right back here in New York City. Clarkson and Ellis glide in, ready for the beginning draw of the final 20 minutes here from New York. New York ending the period up 3-1 on the Chicago Lakers. New York looking to take a lead in the America Division. It would be up 3 points if this result holds against the Minnesota Norse. Chicago looking just for their first point on this young season as they have found themselves winless and have not made it to an overtime yet this season. Kovalov sticked away by Slavic. Slavic up to Pekkanen. Pekkanen will turn. He's tripped at the boards by Kovalov. Pekkanen will keep control of it. So Chicago now will have an opportunity to get Hawk out of the net to get the extra attacker out. Pekkanen gets it down the boards, and Heinonen will get on that. So that will cause the penalty to be called, a trip on Kovalov. Yep, a trip right there on Pekkanen, headed to the boards. So Chicago so far 0-4 on the power play. Pekkanen against Nash. Only 7 shots so far on their 4 power plays that they have had. Mills gets it sticked away, and they will go to a 5-on-3. As it was not sticked away, it was slashed away. by the 2-goal scorer, Joseph Michelson. So a crowded penalty box there for New York, and a big moment here where you need your penalty kill and your goaltender to come up big. A 5-on-3 for basically 2 minutes for the Chicago Lakers. Ellis will take the face-off against Nash. And Hollenbeck will have it. He'll get pressed there by Ellis, but it still is able to get out of the zone and all the way down. Abatangelo now. Up. Comes into contact with Hawk there. Not sure what happened behind the net there. Gross to the trailer Ellis. Down low to Kovalchuk. He's too sharp of an angle. He couldn't get it on net. Skov will catch that one. Gets it up to Ellis. Ellis one to the zone. To Gross. Gross with room. Down to Ellis. Oh, and they can't get it through. Mirko Gross behind the net. Kovalchuk out with it. Up top to Abatangelo. Slap shot by Ellis. Goes off the side of the cage. Gross out in front. Kovalchuk tries to flip it up over Anderson, and he is able to shoulder that one down and keep control of it. So big stops there by Anderson. They need some more from him, as this game has gotten tighter and could get tighter with another goal on this power play. Draper loses it to DiFolino. A minute gone on the 5-on-3. First one on it will be Benedict. Benedict up to Draper. Oh, and it's turned over. DiFolino trying to come in shorthanded. They've got one shorthanded goal already tonight, and they will be knocked away. Benedict up to Mills. Mills across the blue line. Stays wide. Oh, centers to Pekkanen, and a good glove stop by Anderson. Now Metz. Draper in the slot. Stopped. And Anderson will hold. Might have been tipped on net by Pekkanen, as he was causing commotion out front. So Chicago, a good power play, but still nothing to show for it, with just 19 seconds. Basically 20 seconds left of all their power plays, as it'll be a quick turnaround from this 5-on-3 to the single-man advantage to even. Pekkanen now up front. Metz. Oh, and just goes wide. Pekkanen now with the puck. He'll try to kick it out front. Metz to Mills, and a glove stop there by Anderson. So 2 good opportunities by Metz and Mills. Mills gets his on net, and Metz forces his wide. So just 1 second left on the 5-on-3. Win by Draper. He'll get it poked away. Heinonen, and that'll do it for both penalties. So New York survives the 5-on-3 and keeps a 2-goal lead. Mills now up for Chicago to Metz. Down to Pekkanen. Tries to force it through, and Anderson. Where's that puck? It is kept out. They say it does not cross the goal line, so we will have a face-off here in the New York zone. Anderson did look behind him. He didn't know where it was for a second there. Good drive there by Pekkanen. Draper now. Shot. Blocked away by Anderson. Mills trying to come out front. It'll be Barron with it. Barron up to Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov will flip it down, and it'll hit the top of the glass and go out of play. Face off between Westbrook and Gross. Gross wins it back to Draper. Oh, and a bad pass. Turned over. It'll come right outside the zone as Heinonen tries to get back in. Now face off between Ellis and Westbrook. Just outside the Chicago zone. It'll be won back by Ellis to Slavic to Draper. Gives it back to Ellis as he will retreat in his own zone to Kovalchuk to Draper in the middle. Draper up to Pekkanen. Folke Pekkanen looking for room. Oh, and tries to get that pass through to Ellis, and it just gets picked off. And now back outside the zone for Chicago as it was kicked out. New York with it. Heinonen gets it up to Barron. Barron up to Ryba. Jamie Ryba across the red line, gets poked off. Slavic up to Ellis. Ellis with speed. Pekkanen down low. Oh, and Kovalchuk off the post. Oh, what an opportunity there. Ryba gets belted by Pekkanen. Pekkanen now in the slot. Shot. Scores! So a big hit. Ellis sets up Folke Pekkanen to make it just a 1-goal game here in the third. 13:30 left here in the third, as we have just a 1-goal game. Again, Chicago looking for their first point and first win. New York looking to take a lead in the American Division. They would with any sort of point tonight, so even overtime loss. Oh, but that's going to be a penalty there. So a charge is what they're going to be called against Matthias Havlicek. All right, McIntyre now against Metz. So New York with an important power play here. See if they can get back that 2-goal lead they just lost. Paul to Barron off the post. Oh, what an opportunity. Barron able to get it by Hawk, but not. Metz now up to Boothman. Boothman still with it. He'll now flip it down shorthanded. 30 seconds already gone here on the power play. Hit there. Barron up to McIntyre. Kovalov. They come in 3-on-3. Kovalov now 2-on-1. Barron, shot stopped by Hawk. Oh, that's a... You look back on this game, if Chicago's able to get the comeback here, that's an enormous stop. As Emil Barron had him dead to rights. Hawk kicks out that left pad. Gets the save and gets right on top of it for a stoppage. Gross against McIntyre. He'll win it back. Paul, slap shot there by Barron, and it's another stop by Ben Hawk. Puck behind the net. Smirnotov trying to come out front. He'll get it up to Draper. Draper hit there by Holenbeck. Draper will stay with it, shorthanded. He'll get it low to Benedict. Oh, and just stopped there by Anderson. McIntyre enters the blue line. He'll lose it for a sec. Tries to get it back, and now it's Draper. 30 seconds left here on the power play. McIntyre will lose it to Draper. They'll fight for it there, the two. Down low, Barron, another stonewall by Ben Hawk. Draper. Neil Barron's had about 3 opportunities on this power play, and none of them have gone through. Draper shorthanded. Oh, and a blocker save by Anderson. That will do it. So a big kill by Chicago as they will hold on to that 1-goal disadvantage. Smirnotov gets it out in front, and Draper will swoop in to get it. Tyrone Draper tries to get it up the boards, and it's knocked down by McIntyre. Draper back on it, up to Benedict, trying to get it out of the zone. They'll be pressured there by a few New York Empire. And now it'll come free to Havlicek down the boards. Havlicek out in front, can't get a shot away. Ellis blows up Hollenbeck. McIntyre will flip it down. Tyrone Draper pressed there by Emil Barron. It'll come free to Matthias Havlicek. Deontay Ellis to Alex Benedict. Benedict to Ellis. Ellis with an opportunity tries to get it back across to Benedict, and it's picked off. Barron in the corner, pressed by Skov. Abbatangelo gets it up to Pekkanen. 8:40 left to go here in a third period, a 1-goal game for New York. Paul comes out front his net. He's pressed to the boards there by Ellis. They fight for it, Ellis and Paul. It'll come back in the New York zone to Holenbeck. Holenbeck tries to kick it up the boards, and it will get to Emil Barron. Gets it up to Sly Kovalov. Kovalov stops to Westbrook in the slot, and a blocker save by Hawk. Skov will kick it to the opposite corner, and Kovalchuk, the first one on it. Kovalchuk up to Abbatangelo. Abbatangelo to Ellis, sticked away. But now it's Pekkanen to Ellis. They score! So a bit of a broken play ends up back on the stick of Deontay Ellis, and he buries it past Otto Anderson. So Chicago has come back to make it a tie game here late in the third period. 7 minutes now left to go here in New York as we have a tie 3-3 game. Sherrill, oh, down low, just couldn't connect with Sokolov. Sokolov kicks it up the boards to Swisher. It'll come back to Sokolov in the corner. He'll lose it to Romanders. Up to Barron. Emil Barron. Emil Barron shot gloved by Hawk. What an opportunity. Emil Barron's probably been the best Empire player on the ice tonight. Opportunities far and wide for the young Czech. Nash will now take the draw. And there'll be one back to Crew. Nash out in front on his backhand. Can't get a shot away. Romanders. Shot gets blocked. Nash. Backhand. Can't sneak it under the pad of Hawk. 5:53 left here in a tie game here in New York. Havlicek against Nash in the dot. Nash wins it back. Crew gets it back to Romainders. Oh, and it's blocked out in front. Good block there by Havlicek as he's feeling the sting a little bit. Kraus up to DiFellino. Backhand glove stop by Hawk. Might have been going wide. Hawk takes no chances. So Chicago, this is, I mean, a bit of a danger area, I think, right now for them. They got to get some offense going. I know it feels good to get back to a tie game, but New York since then has spent a lot of time in the offensive zone. Chicago, that's not a recipe for success. You can't just give them 5 minutes of a shooting gallery. Romainders in. Stopped by Hawk. Hawk will get it out to Petrovic. Petrovic will turn back. Tries to get it out in front. DiFellino. Oh, and a good pad stop there by Hawk as DiFellino got the turnover from Petrovic. Clarkson now against Havlicek. Havlicek wins it back. It's stuck out in front. Clarkson gets it blocked away. Petrovic will have it in the corner. Gets it up to Boothman. Boothman to Metz. Alexander Metz across the red line. Enters the zone. Metz will stop. Bodied there by Crew. He'll get free. Havlicek loses it to Clarkson. Clarkson now up with it. He'll stay on the far boards. Tries to center and Havlicek picks it off. Stretch pass up to Metz. Metz to Boothman. David Boothman with room. Oh, and a pad stop by Anderson, and he'll get on top of that and control it. Just 3 minutes, 42 seconds left here in New York as a tie game between the Lakers and Empire. Ellis will take on Westbrook in the dot. And it'll be taken away by Kuznetsov for New York. Kuznetsov curling in his own zone. He'll flip it up, and it'll be Westbrook that'll get it out. Westbrook now enters the zone, tries to get free, and Slavic bumps him off. Ellis to the red line and dumps it down. Holenbeck with it. Gets it up to Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov cutting in, and it'll be offsides. Barron gets in ahead of the play. 2:39 left here in the third. Gross against Clarkson in the dot. It'll be one back. Alex Mills will skate away, get it to the red line, and flip it over the glass. He's trying to flip it high there and just gets it over the glass for a stoppage and brought back outside the New York zone. 2:28 left here in the third. Clarkson against Gross again. One by Gross to Draper. To Gross. Ticked away. Now Alex Mills. Mills will stop. Get back to the slot. Slap shot goes high and wide. Gross tries to bat it back, and it hits off the post and out. Mills back to Slavic. Slavic in the high slot at the point. Draper will lose it to Clarkson. Now Ryba skates away. He's tripped up. So a power play for the rest of regulation or until New York is able to score a goal. Alex Benedict guilty there. So Clarkson will take on Mills. We got 1:37 left here in New York, and they will be on the power play. Paul down to Westbrook. Back up to Holenbeck. Clarkson down low. Ryba right into that Lakers logo. Clarkson now will swoop in against Metz. And Metz wins it back to Smirnitov. Smirnitov up to Havlicek. Havlicek, oh, bodied there by Holenbeck. Havlicek slow to get up. Puck's underneath him. Ryba now free to Westbrook. Westbrook trying to get free. Draper will get it away from action, but it's poked back on Hawk. As we have just 1:03 left here in the third. Be one away by McIntyre. Shot off the post. Oh, he rings it. Kovalov now down low. Emil Barron to McIntyre. Up to Henneman. Who just had an opportunity and rang it off. Mills will get it out of a high danger opportunity there. And Boothman is the first one on it for Chicago, although it's dug out there. Boothman will stick with it. He'll get it up high to Petrovic. To Mills. Mills turns and loses it to McIntyre. Kovalov over to Barron. Barron to Kovalov. Shot gets blocked away. Kovalov now in front. Tries to get the shot away. Can't. Slavic Gets it poked back into his own zone. McIntyre with it in the corner. Kuznetsov tipped off his stick. Now Mills will have it for Chicago, and he will flip it out. So just 15 seconds left here. Heinonen loses it. Oh, and it would have been offside. So Heinonen now up to Westbrook, to McIntyre. McIntyre gets in. Shot. Stop there. Oh, and then off the post. Ryba shot. Stopped. Oh, and it's free. And that is going to do it. We will head to overtime. So tied at 3, headed to overtime. A good comeback by Chicago. They will get their first point, and now they look for their first win on the young season. So the way overtime is going to work, we will take a quick break here. We'll just get right back out there. We don't want to waste any time. So we'll be 3-on-3. New York technically will have a 4-on-3 because of the penalty. Winner will come away with 2 points. Loser comes away with 1 point in the standings. It will go for 5 minutes, and then we will have a shootout if a winner is not yet decided. Metz into the slot, gets knocked away. Heinonen gets it away to Clarkson, and now we are 4-on-4 until the next stoppage. Clarkson blocked away by Hawk. Smirnotov battles there with Westbrook. Westbrook comes free. He'll get it to the point to Ryba, to Heinonen. He'll be bumped out of the zone and flip it back in. Draper will get it up to Benedict. Benedict to Ellis. Ellis loses it to Clarkson. Now Benedict behind the net. Can't get it out free. Westbrook to Ryba. Minute and a half gone here. And that'll hit off. Looks like the New York bench there. Yep, just off the angle there. So we'll go back to a 3-on-3 now with the stoppage. We'll come outside the Chicago zone. Ellis against Clarkson. And Ellis wins it back, but it's picked up by New York. One back by Ellis. Chicago now enters the zone to Gross. He gets bumped off the puck for a sec. Still has it. Ellis in front. Stopped by Anderson. Might have just gone wide. But Ellis had an opportunity at that back post. Jamie Ryba. They have a 2-on-1 developing here. Ryba sticked away. And Benedict coming in alone. He's got Holenbeck trailing him. Holenbeck catches up. Out in front, shot stopped there. Ryba now up to Holenbeck. Just 2 minutes left here in overtime. Holenbeck up to Ryba. Up and down action so far here in New York. Ryba stopped there. This is the first overtime game in PIHANA history, as Hawk will stop Westbrook there. So Westbrook against Kovalchuk. Minute 50 left here in overtime. Westbrook wins it back to Holenbeck. Holenbeck will go for a skate. To Westbrook, he's bodied off the puck, and Benedict will come up with it. He's watched there by Holenbeck. Slavic will turn it over to Barron. Emil Barron, one of the better Empire tonight. Shot gets blocked away. Alex Benedict, oh, and he's tripped by Barron. So for the rest of overtime, we will have a 4-on-3 for the Lakers. Either they win the game or they stay on the power play. Tripped there. So Chicago will go to a 4-on-3 with a minute and a half left. And it'll be flipped out by New York after the face-off win. Hawk gets it to Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk now to Draper. Draper to Mills. Mills coming in. Opportunity to win the game on his stick. Gets it knocked away. Paul will lose it in the corner to Pekkanen. Back behind the net to Mills. Mills comes out front. Mills in front. He scores! Alex Mills gets the first win in Chicago Lakers history with the overtime winner here in New York. So a power play goal there for Alex Mills as he beats Otto Anderson. Ben Hawk gets the win, and Chicago absolutely elated here in New York as Alex Mills cuts to the front and slides it through the 5-hole. Anderson gets a piece, but not enough to stop it up as it will sneak through, and that is your game, folks. So we're going to take a quick 15-second break and be right back with you for the post-game coverage and stats of this game. This is the final game of our Friday night. We do have one more game coming up tomorrow we have the Detroit Trappers in Calgary to take on the Stallions, the only game tomorrow night. But we're going to take a quick break and be right back with you for our post-game coverage. All right, folks, we are right back as the Chicago Lakers pick up their first win of the season over the New York Empire in overtime, the first overtime game in PIHANA history. We take a look at the team stats. New York winning the shot total 44-35. Chicago with the hits, though. Faceoffs pretty even. New York winning that by 2. Power play goal for each team is Mills. That final one ends up being a power play goal to put Chicago ahead. And now we'll take a look at the individual stats. We'll start with our winners. Yes, our winners. The Chicago Lakers, Deontay Ellis with a great game, 2 goals, 1 assist. Folke Pekkanen, who's had a bit of a down year so far, gets a good goal and 2 assists as he helps on the overtime winner. Abatangelo and Benedict, both with an assist. And then Alex Mills, the game winner tonight. Smirnatov with an assist. And then we have Slavic with a +1, Draper +1, Kovalchuk +1. And Christian Skov with a +1. Slavic 4 hits. Metz 3 hits. Boothman with 5. Abatangelo with 6. So a good performance from Chicago. And then their goaltender, Ben Hawk, with a great performance. Saving 44 shots against, saving 41 of them. Leading to a .932 save percentage. So a great performance by Ben Hawk here tonight. And now New York, their stats. Gil Romainders, actually, and Joseph Michelson, the 2 high point getters. So 2 third-line defensemen and a fourth-line forward. 2 assists for Romainders, 2 goals for Michelson. Nash with an assist. Emil Barron with a goal. And then assist to Kuznetsov, Bowden, and McIntyre. Clarkson with a -2. Hollenbeck a -1. So that top group not doing great tonight. Sky Kovalov a -2. Jamie Ryba a -2. Marlon Crew down there at the bottom, the only plus after with the non-point getters, I should say. Sly Kovalov, my goodness, with 6 hits. Gottfried Hollenbeck, 6 hits. And then Joseph Michelson with 3 hits. So, a disappointing performance as New York went into the third period with a 3-1 lead. Otto Anderson, 35 shots against, able to save 31 of them. So 4 goals against. So a disappointing finish to what started out as a great game for New York. They still, despite going to overtime, they still will hold on to the top spot in the America Division with the win, with the overtime result here tonight. So, the goals of the game, Emil Barron, right before the end of the first period, able to go up 1-0. Then Michelson making it 2-0. Ellis fires right back for Chicago to keep him in. Michelson, another goal late in the second period there. And then our third period, we have Pekkanen and Ellis getting it back tied up. And then the overtime winner by Alex Mills to give the Chicago Lakers their first win in franchise history. So congratulations to the Lakers franchise. A much needed win. And I would say a much deserved win. I think they played very well against a good New York team here tonight. So that is going to do it for our coverage tonight. Again, we have one game and only one game coming up tomorrow as the Detroit Trappers find themselves in Calgary, Alberta, Canada to take on the Calgary Stallions. So thank you for joining us here tonight, folks. We will see you next time.